Okay, Shalom. This is another episode of Performing Arts. A new channel, Glad Tidings, Brother Shamai Basar. And this is going to be on Exodus 1, verse 22. But before I get into that, I want you to look up this video that's posted up here. And it says, everyone must know this before it is deleted, the secret. Okay, now you can go down to here. Where's it at? 3 Creepy TV. Okay, that's the name of it. But I'll play a little bit of it. And before I get into that, I want to start giving all praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Can never forget that. Okay, that's first and foremost. And to you all the brothers out there and all the teachers that's out there that, first introduce all of us to this word. Okay, because we do recognize that we have a teacher. Okay, that started us off teaching us this word. Okay, whether or not, we agree with all of them. Okay, but sometimes we got to watch our tongues. Okay, but anyway, on that, respect and honor to and charity to all you teachers that taught us first. Okay, not saying that you right on everything, but at the end of the day, the Most High deal with that. But we still have to give reverence to him. Okay, and all the men that's out there that's teaching us, we teaching one another. Okay, edifying each other in the blood of Mashiach Yahweh Shah. Okay, now let me let the video play.
Warnings from Congress and consumer groups. The agency that's supposed to protect your food supply may soon clear the way for meat and milk from cloned animals to make it to your table, some say without testing it enough.
The steak you order at a restaurant held together by glue. 7 News reporter Amanda Cost investigating how it's done and exposing the potential health risk. Amanda? Well, can you tell the difference between these two center-cut fillets? One is legit, and the other was pieced together using meat glue.
We have mated alpha to the gammas and have produced a new generation of cattle in this project that are not clones themselves, but both of their parents are cloned.
Did you hear that? Both of their parents are cloned. Did you hear that? Both of their parents are even cloned. Now, we already heard this topic before. This topic ain't nothing new. GMO foods, okay, the water, you know what I'm saying? Everything. We heard this before, okay? But it's always good to go over something. So, because it's something that you go over, it may be new to somebody else. People that heard it before, that's good. That they heard it, they know it. Okay, good. But it's always good to refresh because it might be somebody else that might hear it. And that's how you're waking up to hopefully elect. Okay, so sometimes you keep going over certain things to wake them up. But now I say this to say that I say this because these things are systematically killing our people, Israel. But it goes deeper than that. It's just not the food. Okay, it's not the food. The food targets the nation to destroy the nation of Israel. And they've been doing that since the time of Exodus. Okay? It's many ways to kill a man. Okay? One is poisoning, which we're going over right now in the video. Okay? One is destroying his legacy, such as Bill Cosby. Yeah, and I say Bill Cosby because Bill Cosby is more than meet the eyes. Okay, yeah, we know college is messed up. We know a lot of these things in the society is messed up, but sometimes you use these tools to survive, okay, in certain predicaments and situations you're in. Okay, and that's what I have a problem with certain people or certain people in Israel. They don't teach that. You got to teach the men also to get out there to survive, to teach themselves, to be able to feed themselves. Okay, we already know ultimately that everything is in the Most High hands. We understand that. Okay, but at the same time, ain't no other man gonna feed you, man. You know what I'm saying? He'll feed himself, make sure he eat good before he feeds you. So your responsibility as we edify and learn the people to depend on themselves, but most and foremost, depend on the Most High. But there ain't nothing wrong with getting trying to get something to degree. As long as you edify, you're trying to help your people. But your first and foremost is to help your people with the scriptures.
Cabbage, bought in Brooklyn. Food modification, this is where we are today. Natural cabbage, just bought yesterday. I'm going to hot it and put it directly over the flame. Seriously, this is great. Oh, neighbor, but the man. You see, it's burning. It's burning.
The world's first lab-grown burger has been cooked and eaten at a news conference in London. Scientists took cells from a cow and turned them into strips of muscle, which were then combined and made into a patty.
The current meat production.
When you experiment with the food that you eat messes with your insides. We know that. So you're being poisoned. But there's many ways of poisoning a man. You poison by the food, okay? You poison them by images. Yeah, you poison him by images. Why do I say you poison him by images? Because you put up the image that reflects who you look like. And now I'm talking about the heathen nations. You put up that image and you be like, okay, this image that you put up, it betrays in your young people mind. That's why they say get the child when he's young. Because you get him young, you got him fresh. And it stimulates a certain way for him to think. Okay? And one of those ways, or plenty of those ways, what you see with the nation of Israel children today. Okay? They don't think much of themselves. And being that if you don't think much of yourselves, what else you're going to be? You're not going to be nothing in the society. You're going to be cattle, as the so-called fake Jews say, that we are nothing but cattle. Okay? But really, they're the cattle. Okay? And then the third one, I said the food. Okay? I said the image. And I say the literacy, which is their philosophy. All go hand in hand. So you mostly put that into the society, and who can control those rules and laws and regulations in order to push that? I'll give you a few seconds to think about that. That's easy. Okay? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, who and where is he? Okay? Who can make these laws? Who can get these chemicals to make these food, to blend them, to do science, to do experiments on these food to make it? Okay? Plastic meat to hold the people together to give it to you to eat. Okay? Incarcerate your men. Okay, most of the nation of Israel, men are incarcerated. Okay, 98% of them. And while they're being incarcerated, these rich elites are making money off of them. Whoo! Okay, this is easy. All right.
Is at its maximum.
Takes a small sample of cells from a cow, a pig, or a chicken, adds nutrients, and then cultivates the cells into meat.
We could actually grow a fillet in 2 weeks or 3 weeks instead of growing a whole animal that might take 6 months or a year.
See, European nations, and also the heathen nations, but we first and foremost, we're starting with the European nations. That's why we say that that's why we say that they're the devil that the Bible speak of, because of their actions. Okay, it's not like a man just gets up in the morning and say, "Oh, you're the devil," because we want to pick on you. It's your action. It is your actions. And ever since you've been in rulership, this place been going down. And our people have been trying our best to be like you when you should be being like us. But you will never be us. So that's why you have the men on the highway and byway or the Agoras pushing this word to help wake up our people. But first and foremost, the elect, because the only person that's doing the awakening is the Most High. It's up to him to wake them up. Okay? But that's why it's flooding. This is a campaign and it's flooding all around the four corners of the earth. That's the glad tidings. And it's for Israel. Every time a brother start putting up something about his people or edifying his people, you got people nosy being into our agenda to stop it. And that's one of the things that I feel like they did with Bill Cosby. Okay? Oh, Don't believe everything you see. You know what I'm saying? Let's say this, for instance. Let's deal with Larry Davis back in the day. Larry Davis was known as shooting the cops. They portrayed that on the TV. But Larry Davis he didn't want to sell drugs no more. Okay? So then when he told them, yes, he did sell drugs, but don't we all fall short to the glory of the Most High? All of us. But then when he said, I'm not going to keep selling drugs to these people, for these people, then he became a threat. Oh, you ain't going to sell these drugs for us, nigga? Oh, you ain't going to sell these drugs for us? All right. Put on the newspaper, put him on the TV, make him a menace to society. There's nowhere you can go. That's the works of the devil. Then when all them people got exposed, when he exposed them, they killed him. Didn't he die in the prison? Come on, man. Now Bill Cosby is 90 years old or 80 years old, and they got all this stuff. Women that was damn near 40. This happened at 30 to 40 years ago. I thought the statute of limitation on that. I thought that the statute of limitations was done with that. Whoo! See, these rules only go for Esau. Okay, these rules don't go for our people. All right? What Pac used to say in his song, they don't really give a fuck about us. They don't really give a fuck about us. Excuse my language. Though I speak rude, but not according to knowledge. Because all of this is knowledge. Okay? Now, when you watch this whole video, just think in mind, check this out. And I'm going to give you an illustration too. All the people that have their hands in making this different filthy food and putting these particles in experiment is the other nations. I seen the Chinaman here so far. I seen white guys and stuff like that, European guys. I never seen a so-called Negro from one of our tribes really be able to have that and to have their hand into that, to push that. It's always the heathens. And that's why the Bible tells you in Psalms 83 that they come together with one consent. You so-called Negroes in America, which is a misnomer name, you don't have that power to do that. But watch these videos, you see all the heathens. You see Japan, the Moab, you see the Elam, East Indians, you see all the different nationalities. Besides the nation of Israel, got their hands in something like this to make money. And they make the money off of us and they send it back to their home. Fake eggs. Fake eggs now. Come on, man.
Both of them are eggs, right? Or are they really eggs? Now, watch what will happen. This one is a real egg. This one is a real egg. Just watch.
আপনি দেখতে পাচ্ছেন একটা স্মেল আসছে যেরকম প্লাস্টিক জ্বালানো হয় দেখুন এইটা দেখান এটা কি করে সিঙ্ক হয়ে হচ্ছে
Shocking research examining nearly 10,000 Americans reveals exactly how much of our diet is made up of so-called fake food. Nearly 60% of our daily calories come from ultra-processed foods.
My number 2 cancer cause is the American diet. Most of America is eating very few nutrients. Our food is loaded with chemicals, sugar, unhealthy fats, high fructose corn syrup.
Now, you know I can't give you a little small documentary without giving you the beloved, these scriptures. Okay? Now, let me start with Exodus 1 so that I could give you the mindset that I'm in. Now, these are the names of the children of Israel, which came into Egypt. Every man, his household, came with Jacob, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. And all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls. For Joseph was in Egypt already, which stands for Joseph stands for Ephraim, which is the so-called, other tribes. Or in this particular time, Joseph stands for the nation of Ephraim or the Northern Kingdom. Okay, before I believe the Northern Kingdom came into before they broke down and became separated. Okay, now it says and Joseph died, and all his brethren, verse 6, and all the generations, and the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly, and multiplied and waxed exceedingly mighty, and the land was filled with them. Now there arose, this is verse 8, Exodus 1 and 8. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, Behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them. They multiply and come to pass that when they fall out any war, they join also into our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. See that? Therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens, and they built for Pharaoh treasures, cities, Pithom and Ramesses. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel. Yeah, because didn't the Most High promise Abraham that we would be like the sand of the sea? Okay, that means we would be everywhere. And it says, and the children's, and Salakia, verse 13, and the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor, harshness. Okay? Excuse me. Allergies, pardon me. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage, in mortar and in brick and in the manner of service in the field. And all the service wherein they made them service was there with rigor. They made their service hardcore. Okay? Brutal. Yeah. And he said, when you do the office of a midwife, check this out. This is where the key parts come in. And he said, when you do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew woman is talking about our people from Israel. Okay? Okay? So they pinpointed the Hebrew woman. All the people from Judah down to Issachar is the Israelites. Okay? From that tribe. Never mentioned other nationalities from the world. But in this Bible, when you read it from the beginning to the end, it's always talking about those tribes from Judah, 12 tribes from Judah all the way down to Issachar. All right. No matter how you look at it from the beginning to the end, it always leads on Israel. Okay. So think about this. This book would be insignificant if it didn't have Israel in it. Okay. That's the major point of this book, of this Bible, is about Israel. Okay. So you notice it said the midwives, right? In Hebrew, our people. And the king Egypt spoke to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of one was Shipporah, and the name of the other Puah. And he said, when you do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew woman, and see them upon the stools, if it be a son, then you shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live. Right, because if you kill a man, the offsprings of the men's seed cannot carry on. Okay? Therefore, you weaken those nations or those peculiar people, those groups of people. Okay? That's simple and that's easy. I don't have to. If you sit there and say you don't understand this, okay, then you're just stupid. And maybe the Most High is not dealing with you. And not to put you down, but I'm reading that to let you know that if you're having sex, if you know that man and woman having sex, you know that on a baby elementary level for edification, you should know this. You learn this in health, that if you take away a woman can't have a baby without a man having sex with her. Oh, wait a minute. And don't be stupid. Don't be stupid and think and say, oh, well, we can make a baby of ourselves. That's through what? That's not naturally. That's not the way the Most High made that. Not artificial insemination. No. Okay. Anyway, let me get to the point. Let me check out Matthew 2:16. And the reason why I'm putting this out, because there's many ways that they've been trying to kill these particular people from the beginning of the times. And then when you talk to a stupid, dummy Christian, right, that says to themselves and say to you when you having an intellectual conversation, and I get it. I know that the Most High sealed their minds so they can't get it. When they sit there and say that we want to bring together, what's wrong with this nationality? What's wrong with that nationality? Well, it's the same nationality that's trying to kill me. It's the same nationality that's trying to kill your people, your son. It's the same nationality that's putting this food in your community because your people mostly can't afford it. Our people mostly can't afford it. But their people can afford the good quality food. I wonder, is that just by a coincidence? That's coincidence, huh? Somebody tell me, is that a coincidence? Matthew 2:16. I think it's Matthew. Hold on. Matthew 2:16. Yeah. Look, it says, and let's start at Matthew 2:13. And when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, Arise and take your child and his mother and flee into Egypt, and be thou there until I bring the word. For Herod will seek the young child to destroy him. What a coincidence. Now, if you didn't know, if you do research, Yahweh Shah, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, okay, because the letter J didn't come into effect until the year 1700s. Okay, so it was no letter J. Okay, our Messiah, who we believe in, is going to come from the line of Judah. Okay, which is still your kinsman from the tribe of Israel. Remember, I stated to you the 12 tribes of Israel. Now, in this incident too, the angel woke him up and told him that Herod going to try to kill his son. This is the same thing. This is your people who you're talking about, that they're trying to murder you. So I used the small elementary level on the food. But now they got other things that they're trying to do. They're murdering your kids. All the nations taking hands, all the heathen nations taking their hand and turn and murdering Israel on the streets. And then you got a little bit Uncle Tom niggas doing the same thing. So you mean to tell me that you saying let's all get along when you the only one saying let's get along, but they constantly killing you? Every day I pray for my sons and my Israelite sons around this world that's got kids, that's in this, and even my brothers that's Israel, that every time they walk the house, we may not never see them again. We may not never see them again. Now, is that a kind of man? Is that a kind of life that a man should live? Every time I go outside, if I go to work, they oppressing me on my job and stuff. And I'm not poor. So don't say that, because see, some people, and I hear this from our people, they say that the ones that are poor always are crying. Give them some money and they'll shut up. They'll stop this campaign of hate. This ain't a campaign of hate. This is a campaign of glad tidings. This is a campaign of the gospel of peace. This is a campaign of love. This is a campaign for edifying our people, to get our people straight if the Lord wants to uplift that veil over their head. Okay? And then you got some that want to stop this gospel of peace, this gospel of love about the 12 tribes, because we don't know exactly where they scattered abroad, but we go to the closest that we think that we go to the closest of who we think that tribe refers to. Okay? I'm the tribe of Gad. So cool. But at the end of the day, I know who I'm. At the end of the day, the Most High is going to wake me up. But that chart still stands. Okay? I got, in my camp right now, we got 4 brothers. We got one brother from the tribe of Asher, which is the so-called Colombian today. Okay, around about in that continent, because we was all spread around about. Then you got the other 2 brothers are from the tribe of Zabulon, from Panama to Yagara, I believe, around about that area. And then you got me, the North American Indian, so-called, which is misnomer name, which is the tribe of Gad. Okay? Usually, those people or those tribe members war against each other due to oppression, due to the white man saying we're different nationalities, but we are brothers and sisters. Now, the so-called tribe of Zebulon would be so-called the MS-13s today. Now, how good is the gospel of peace to bring a brother from the so-called MS-13 or tribe of Zebulon with the Native Americans as one culture or one tribe together and pushing this gospel of peace? That's spiritual. And not ganging and banging each other, murdering each other, okay? Or setting each other. Because that's out. Yahweh shall bring that out of that. And that's the chart. And that's who Christ came for. But back, just in case you didn't know, now I'm going back to Exodus. And it says we were at Exodus 1:17. But the midwives feared the Most High and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men of children alive. Let's read that again. But the midwives feared the Most High and did not ask the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men children alive. So they didn't even listen to that nigga. You know what I'm saying? They said, forget that. We're going to save our own people. But that's what most of our people should be taking heed to. Okay? And the king of Egypt called for the midwives and said unto them, why have you done this thing and have saved the men of children alive? And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are livelier and are delivered ere the midwives come in unto them. They bear quickly. Therefore the Most High dealt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied and waxed and maxed very mighty. And it came to pass, because the midwife feared the Most High, that he made them houses. And the Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, every son that's born you shall cast into the river, and every daughter you shall save alive. Okay? You don't need to read no more. Now, I connect this because I know some people is not thinkers, or some people just can't see, or some people may say, what does this, how did that link together? You know what I'm saying, with food? Because I'm trying to show you there's different ways of how they kill our people. There's different ways than just seeing a man shot down on the streets and you see that in the newspaper. They do it in your food, okay? But now when I read these scriptures, I wanted to let you know that they've been doing this to us from the beginning of time in the Bible times. That's why you know this Bible is talking about our people. Okay?
A Senate source tells CNN the Food and Drug Administration is just days away from declaring meat and milk from cloned animals safe. The FDA wouldn't comment on that.
Did you hear that? Listen closely.
A Senate source tells CNN the Food and Drug Administration is just days away from declaring meat and milk from cloned animals safe. The FDA...
Death to America and Kum Yashala. All praise is due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Tawab. I'm out of here. This is preposterous.